Hello everyone, I am Jack, your IELTS teacher, and welcome back to another episode of the IELTS Plus English podcast. We are going through a period of really fun topics for me. This, as I told you before, this is a 40-topic curriculum. And of course, there are good topics and bad topics, hard topics and easy topics. But for me, right now, this is a real golden period. We did society, very interesting, sport, something I do a lot. And today we're doing technology, which is something I am so interested in. And it's the thing I love to spend my money on. You know, some people like to spend their money on clothing, on food, on experiences. I love technology. So looking forward to today's topic. Remember, I do have 10 vocabulary and expressions that goes with this podcast. You can find that at www.jax-english.com. And if you're in Korea and you're familiar with Naver, you can go to my Naver cafe, Jax English Yongguk Yongo. And you'll find everything there that you'll need for all of the podcast episodes so far. To start off today's episode, I want to think about two very interesting words which are on today's word list because it divides people into two groups. Those that are very interested and comfortable with technology and those who are not. Perhaps they're scared of technology or they just don't like technology. And the first group are called technophiles. The second group are called technophobes. I'm a technophile. A technophile. That means that I'm really interested in technology. Technophobe is someone who doesn't like it, doesn't really want to use technology. So how about you? What are you? Are you a technophile or a technophobe? If you're listening to the podcast, think about your answer. If you are on YouTube, then let me know in the comments below. Let's start with some IELTS Part 1 questions to get me warmed up. I certainly need it. So our first question today is, do you enjoy using technology? Yes, I really enjoy using technology. I use it in, I think, all aspects of my life, whether it's work. I'm using my laptop, my phone, equipment for my podcast, or sport. I like to look at my phone to analyze whatever sport I'm doing, or at home with my entertainment. So technology is a huge part of my life. Okay, so let's do another one. What gadgets do you use on a daily basis? I have a number of gadgets I use on a daily basis. The ones that come to my mind immediately are my phone, my laptop, my ebook reader, my camera. But the one that's really sticking out for me this year is my ebook reader, which is quite a new piece of technology that I use on a day-to-day basis. Good. Okay, I'm warmed up. Let's do a part 2. And this looks pretty comfortable. Describe an important gadget in your life. So I'm just going to talk about the thing that comes to my mind first, and I think I can talk for a long time. So 2 minutes starts now. I'd like to tell you about my phone. Just last year, I got a new phone. I've always had kind of okay phones, but last year I decided to upgrade to kind of a top-of-the-range Apple phone, it was the new iPhone 13, and it has all the new technology, the good camera, etc. And I was very excited because I like photography and videography. So I was excited to have this that I can carry around with me day to day. And it didn't disappoint. I was really impressed. I still am really impressed by how good the camera is, how quick the phone is, how easy it is to use. You know, it's quite an intuitive design, so it's quite easy to learn how to use it. Contrary to what I was told, a lot of people said Apple phones are difficult. So let me tell you a little more about my phone. The important thing for me was the camera because, as I said, I do like videography, particularly. I want to take good videos of my daughter and I want to take photographs of the changing seasons, this kind of thing. So that was really important for me when I made this decision to buy the phone. In my opinion, it's definitely the best phone I've ever had. I've had several phones and I've liked some of them. I've always used Samsung, but this is definitely the best phone I've ever had. And I assume in the future I will stick with Apple, but we'll see. I'm not going to be very stuck to one brand. In the future, I will continue using this for a long time. I do like to use my phones for as long as possible. I don't want to just keep switching every year or two. So I will... Okay, there you go. Now, I think that was okay. I did try to use a few words in my list. I was actually a little put off by some drilling sound in the background. I don't know if you can hear that on the podcast. We will see. But yeah, someone is doing some building work in this building. So I was a little bit put off by that. But no excuses. I was quite happy with that answer. Let's do some part 3. What kind of technological developments have made the biggest impact on our lives? I think the biggest technological development that comes to my mind is the phone, the smartphone, because it was a real game changer. The reason I say it's a game changer is because of the smartphone, a lot of other technology became obsolete. For example, the MP3 player, the digital camera. There's several things that we used to need. The other one, satellite navigation in our cars. We used to need these, but nowadays the smartphone have made them obsolete, meaning we don't need them anymore. So I would say that the smartphone is the best example of technology that's changed our lives. Good, okay, pretty good answer. I think I would like to have an example in there, like personal to me. So, if you're thinking about lengthening your answer in part 3, really try to think about, are you giving your examples? That can be very powerful. I'll try to do that in the next one. So the next question is, do you think people rely too much on modern technology? Yes, I think so. I'm not sure it's such a big deal, but yes, I think people rely a lot on modern technology. For example, people rely on modern technology for writing, autocorrect feature. So I think a lot of people's writing skill is going down. There's not so many naturally good writers or people that have practiced writing a lot. Another one that comes to my mind is our reliance on maps has made people very bad with direction and reading maps. And when I say reliance on maps, I'm of course talking about our Google Maps on our phone. So perhaps people's sense of direction, finding our way, that's getting worse nowadays. Good, let's do one more. How effective is the use of computers in the classroom? I think computers can be a good thing. But I'm not convinced how useful they are yet, because, and let's talk about technology as a whole. I find that phones are a distraction. I find that iPads are useful in the classroom, but you've got to use them well. You've got to have a very specific reason for using them in the classroom. The thing that I would be interested to look into as a teacher would be using more computer systems in my academy to keep student profiles and to show their progress and graphs and these kind of things that for me are very interesting, kind of performance analysis. Now, I'm going very deep there, but for me as a teacher, that would be very interesting. Okay, good. That last answer was not really me trying to follow an IELTS structure. That was actually my genuine thought. So, but of course, in the IELTS exam, if there's something you care about and you're really interested in, use it. Talk about the things that you're interested in, because that can allow you to provide a lot of language to the examiner. Good. Okay, I think we'll leave it there. Another nice topic, and I will be back next week with the next episode. So have a wonderful week. Study hard, review today, preview the next topic, and I'll be back very soon. See you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.